Hey there, WANA fam. This is not a normal podcast. This podcast is made to be organic. We're a voice for you. You grow, or we will grow with the viewers to give you a safe space. Remember, it's not about us, it's about you. We would like to approach this podcast in a new way that has ebbs and flows according to you, the viewers. Asking for your feedback, your comments, and emails at wearenoalamo@gmail.com are essential to create future content that allows for growth and support to anyone at any time for any reason. This is your podcast, and we want WANA to be the place you go to each week to listen, laugh, and feel loved and supported and understood. Since you've been listening, you know, sometimes we kind of make jokes about suicide, death, and other difficult mental health situations, but that's only because we've experienced that, and me as well. And sometimes the only way to get through those situations is when there's a little laughter involved. But we want you to know that we don't take it lightly. And we are concerned about you. So if you're having suicidal thoughts or a plan, please stop listening to this podcast. You are more important. And call 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-TALK. Or text HOME, HOME, to 741-741. That's the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and they provide 24/7 support to people in crisis situations. This podcast is about opening up the conversation, and sometimes it's a little easier to talk about the hard stuff when there's a little laughter involved. So, welcome to the WANA fam. Tell your friends, shout us out. We want you to feel as if you need this podcast in your life every week. We want you to keep returning and listening, and let's support each other. So we're going to stay with us, and you're not alone because we are no Alamo. Welcome to the WANA pod today, everybody.
Woo! All right.
So, to my right.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm Matthew. I'm the co-host of the WANA pod. Well, welcome everybody here. It's a great day. And I actually, today I have the privilege of introducing one of our listeners' excuse me if I can learn how to talk today. I have the privilege to introduce to you one of our listeners' favorite episodes, a person that we love very much here. Please welcome our special guest, Cheri Whalen, from Structure is the Bomb. Please call your mom. Actually, I think it's called your mom, but please call your mom.
Structure's bomb. Call your mom.
You should always call your mom. Please do. So, take it from here, Cheri. Come on out.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you guys. Have a great afternoon or evening, whatever it is.
All right.
Thank you, Matthew.
Nice little hug. I love it.
Oh my gosh. I'm the host.
I'm always excited.
Paige Whalen.
With the most.
And our audio engineer, Donnie. What's up, Dauncey?
What's up? Dauncey, I like that.
Dauncey.
I wanted to piggyback off what you said before.
Yeah.
Kind of a advanced sneak peek, but for all of you listeners and people who will be watching in the future, we are going to be implementing a live call-in feature. So if you feel like you need to call in for any reason while we're doing the podcast, those are things that are coming in the future, of course, but we will be here to listen to you and speak to you live while we're recording, which is pretty awesome. So,
and also we have plans in the pipeline where you, especially UT Austin students, are going to be an integral part of moving forward because we know y'all are all about mental health. So get ready for some cool stuff coming.
some interviews, things like that.
Yeah, interviews and things like that. And Donnie and I have been brainstorming, and this podcast is all about transparency. And this is your podcast, so we want to get you, the viewers, involved as much as possible. So please tell your friends, rate, review, and subscribe so that we can get that conversation going.
And most of all, comment. Let us know what you want to see on this podcast. Because at the end of the day, like Paige keeps saying, and I'm going to reiterate, this podcast is your podcast. It's not ours. It's for the people out there that...
Exactly. Thank you so much, Donnie.
No problem.
So we are a startup podcast, right? So we're kind of feeling it out, seeing what kind of things the listeners like. So anyway, without further ado, Cheri Whalen, welcome to the podcast again.
Welcome.
Thank you.
One of our highest rated episodes
Yes.
was when Cheri was on board. So
It's
Because
true.
moms.
kudos to Cheri.
Because
you.
moms.
Because
Moms.
moms rule.
So let's do the disclaimer about tonight, about how important this podcast is tonight. Because Donnie had a very hard experience today.
Yeah.
And it involved the podcast, and we had recorded the night before. And, you know, it was a natural disaster that he had to deal with. And we are again here tonight. Yep. And I just want to tell you that I respect you so much about, like, how you protect your family and the situations you're going through. And, you know, the initiative you took yesterday to make sure that we can do this podcast and bring it out to our listeners tomorrow like we've always tried to do.
Yeah, it was definitely very much a shocker to just have everything and then have nothing within a blink of an eye. But thank God that I have support from my family and from you guys and from everybody that I'm blessed to say that I was able to replace what was lost rather quickly and get up back on it again because, you know, this is like my livelihood and you know, it sucks when things like that happen. But I think I've learned also being on this podcast and being a part of this like new kind of group that we formed, I definitely was able to keep my emotions and keep myself in check. Something that I probably wouldn't have been able to do before.
Right. So this is building self-awareness. Yeah. Like you talked about it the last time that we recorded, not this last time that was lost, but before that you come on here and you try really hard, you use your skills.
Yeah.
And it's because you care and you're invested. Mm-hmm. And it's sort of like a peer therapy session.
Yeah, for
sure. Bit.
For sure. Yeah. It's definitely, I look at it as a therapy session. Instead of going out and paying somebody to listen to me, I come here and talk about my feelings.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, it's a great thing. And I definitely would say for people out there who are thinking about even creating something similar to this or taking the time out to do it, just do it. You know, if you feel like it's something you want to do, just do it.
What do you have to feel from? Okay, so, Mom. Thank you so much for coming back on today.
You're welcome.
Deja vu.
I am glad to be here.
Yes, and my mom is so supportive because the first thing that came out of her mouth was like, my hair's not going to look that good again. I'm like...
My hair looked awesome the other night.
It really did. And it looks fabulous now.
Thank you, Paige.
But
before you even get into it, I'm going to say to viewers and listeners out there, hopefully, God willing, I'm able to salvage some of the information after everything is said and done. I am sending out some of the stuff to be like looked at by.
Thank you, Donnie.
If I can salvage any of it, maybe we can kind of give release it later on, something like an unreleased episode never was to be because of what had occurred. So we'll see what happens.
God.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll see what happens. Can't promise anything, but hopefully.
But, you know, rare moments happen all the time with you and I. My mom was like, what if I'm not emotional enough? And I was like, really? I have a glass of wine. You'll turn into your old self immediately. Yeah. So, remember, we talk about tip skills all the time. And what tip skills are is a dialectical behavioral therapy, or DBT, where you really sit inside yourself. And my mom brought up this great thing about taking a moment for mindfulness. And I think after what Donnie has so graciously shared with us about his experience, let's take a moment for mindfulness, because I don't know if that brought up anxiety. It just happened yesterday.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I was very anxious.
So before we move on, this is called the raisin exercise. Now, when I started going through outpatient therapy, we were taught mindfulness exercises that we do our mastery and self-soothe, and then we do a mindfulness exercise, because those therapy sessions, those group therapy sessions, are so hard sometimes. So one of these is an introductory exercise for beginners. Of course, I did this yesterday, but I want to try to relive it. So hold my hand, Mom, because I love you so much. All right. So it can be attempted by anyone with any kind of food. Yeah, we're starting baby steps right here. Baby's like, if you want to do baby food, fine. But for this example, I'm going to use a raisin. So pretend, okay, take a deep breath real quick with me. In and out. And then imagine that you get like a Chiquita raisin box from 7-Eleven. You're like, oh my God, I'm so excited for Chiquitas. And you open it up and you smell that raisin smell in you. They're all sticky in the box. Focus on that. How they all look like one piece, one big raisin. But then you pour it in your hands and you realize that there are multiple raisins. So picture picking up each one of those raisins and maybe putting them aside on your hands. How do your hands feel the weight of different raisins on your hand? And I want you to put those raisins down and choose 2. Remember to visualize picking one up off the table and then the other one off the table. Put them in between your thumb and forefinger. Rub them together. What do you notice? Do you notice a sticky sensation? Do you feel the top stems of the raisin that you would pull off as a kid because you would never eat them? And then put it next to your face. This is a tip skill. Temperature, intense exercise, progressive muscle relaxation. Progressive muscle relaxation in this exercise is really sitting in the moment and focusing on something simple like a raisin. So now I want you to, if you like, put the raisin in your mouth. Feel the skin. Taste the sweetness. And then swallow it and enjoy that sensation and know that you're satisfied for once and your anxiety drifts away. And now come back to the present moment. And in this present moment, I am excited to talk to my mom about her new experience with tip skills and your whole like life rejuvenation situation with like waking up and taking the initiative and checking the facts for how you really feel when you wake up during an alarm. So tell us about your journey, Mom, because I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Excuse me, just starting at the beginning of so many years ago when I went through a divorce and our family was broken, like finally physically broken, but I think that we'd all been broken for a very long time before that. And I would always think, okay, I'm going to fix myself today. I'm not going to be sad anymore. So I'm going to
go work out for 6 hours a day.
I'm going to go run. And I remember I would call one of the girls and I would go. They would say, what are you doing? And I was like,
7 levels of Ledges.
I just ran 15 miles and I did, calves and down ups and
I was thinking like fabulous that you're able to do that, but also you're going to be in the hospital for the next 2 days because you have slight fractures in your shins.
Because what I wanted to happen is I wanted something big to fix me now, today. And if I worked hard enough and hurt enough and did enough, then that I would be better faster. Mm-hmm. And I could get rid of the pain or the hurt or the guilt, whatever it was, that if I did something really quickly, then I could
get through the pain faster.
Yes, if I fixed it faster, if I did something more in a day, then I would be better faster. So right. I've been trying to do that, all different things. I always call myself an idea person because it's like, let's do this. And then I'm like, oh, that was a good idea.
Can I interject real quick?
Yes.
It's like, I think that sometimes you replace your physical activity for what you should be doing to help you get mentally healthy, because you are trying to make yourself better through physical activity, but then you get sore and tired and you can't physically do it. But if you're going to therapy and you're exercising your mental health and like learning more about you, you get to sleep and you don't get lactic acid buildup. And I'm really excited for your new choices.
Thank you. Well, then what happened was a few weeks ago, my sister invited me to a conference, and my sister is me times 100 if the touchy feely,
Wait,
get
middle
in
or
touch with
older? Because my mom's
my
the youngest
middle
out of
sister.
3, and I'm the oldest out of 3. And we're all similar in age, even though they're my aunts. So, like,
Your
whenever
aunts are similar. We are. My
In
sisters and
age.
I are close, and the girls, my daughters, are
Yes.
close to each other.
Yes.
In age. Okay.
So, are you talking about J or D?
I'm talking about my middle sister.
D.
D.
All right,
Definitely. So she invited me to a conference, and I had told her months ago that I would go. And anyone who's listening who knows me, sometimes I say I'm going to go and then I don't. Things. But that's it.
Hashtag
That's
depression,
a whole
hashtag flaky,
nother
hashtag anxiety.
Right.
And it's okay. Because
And it's real.
you are creating a wife, yes, a wife worth worth living with. No, a life
Is that like a
worth
Muppet
living.
baby? A wife alert?
No, a wife
A wife
alert.
alert.
Snuffleupagus and a wife alert? Sounds like a friend of like Snuffleupagus.
That's
I know,
true.
they're
Wife
cousins.
alerts ride Snuffleupaguses.
Okay, so I went to
Thanks
this.
for your input, Donnie.
Thanks,
I
Donnie.
Problem.
Good
Glad
one,
to be here.
good one.
Glad to be here.
And we're like, and we're back.
And we're back. So I went to this conference, and I learned so much about mindfulness and about how being a better person or being healthy mentally, physically, emotionally, relationally, whatever being healthy is to me, that it doesn't have to be giant, and it doesn't have to be something that
Some existential
right. It's
realization.
like, okay, I'm running 4 marathons this year, or whatever I'm doing. I'm
I did
getting a
that.
new job, and right. So it
I
doesn't
did that.
have to be that giant. It can be that mindfulness exercise of the raisin. And so I thought, okay, we did some mindfulness exercises about, okay, what life would I love? And I made a decision, man, I love my job. I love. I'm a teacher, and it's a career, but it's my mission.
And during the
it's who I am.
holidays, my mom just gets the most validation ever from her students because the first semester they hate her because she is teaching them how to think. And they don't hate her, they are
Push back. They push back.
yeah, they're experiencing something difficult. And then by the Christmas vacation, we like get coffee and ornaments and all these things. Like, Miss Whalen, you make me so smart. So
Anyway, so I thought, okay, I love my job. But man, I just cannot love waking up early in the morning. I can't love that. I don't love it, don't want to love it. And so I thought, okay, what I'm going to do is, what difference? The mindfulness was, what difference would it make if I didn't sleep 15 minutes extra? Would it make me
what'd your
less
alarms
tired
look
or-
like?
I have
to
one.
back.
I have one alarm.
Back to back.
Hitting that snooze
My
button.
alarms end in threes, and they start at 6:13, 6:23, 33, 43.
They end in threes, but they also go in 3-minute increments. So
Gotta get that extra 3 minutes,
Right?
in.
So I thought, okay.
Allegedly.
I love taking baths, but they take a long time in the morning. So,
And I can
what
attest to this
difference-
real quick.
Okay.
Because growing up, we had a terrible bath situation in our house. And then one year, Mom was like, we have to redecorate the bathroom.
Watch where you're going with this page.
And
Right?
No.
careful.
And so Mom and Dad decided to get like a hot tub bathtub with like jets and everything.
That's what I'm
So
talking about.
from that moment on, it's probably been over 10 years. My mom takes baths because she feels fancy and cozy and self-soothing.
I take baths all the time.
Well,
Yeah.
you can drink wine and take a bath.
I,
It's really hard to have a glass of wine in the shower.
I especially love baths with. You're good.
That was really, I know, but that I didn't realize I was that
Stabbed you in
close.
the neck.
Sorry, everybody.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yes, that was just weird. All right, continue.
Talking
Anna.
about baths and you're. What are you doing over here?
Well, I just
Okay.
leaned forward.
So I'll continue. So this is what happened. So I thought, okay, I can't see myself really loving getting up, but I can see myself loving getting up and having coffee and taking a nice warm, like enveloping shower and just really being more prepared for the day than getting up, hopping up, brushing my teeth, throwing my hair in a ponytail, put my clothes on, love
Thinking
William
I
out,
have 5 more minutes than I really do.
Right? And so what happened was getting up all of a sudden, and I guess I wanted it to be all of a sudden. And I'm thinking it was all of a sudden.
Probably
I
took
didn't hate
weeks.
getting up. I was looking forward to the getting up part. It wasn't so much the getting up part anymore. It was the,
You
I didn't even
created
think about
your-
getting up.
You created your
Right.
own incentive for after you woke up.
Right. So it wasn't.
like,
I didn't
I
even
get to
think
do
about
this
getting
afterwards.
up. I get to go down and have coffee and let Will out and take this wonderful warm
And Willy
shower
Wonka
and be ready for my day.
Will is my mom's beautiful dingo dog that she loves very much.
The dango ate the baby.
Yeah, they have coffee on the couch. It's super cute. So
We do. We
I'm
love our
just so
coffee.
proud of you to be able to use that tip skill and that you're applying it and it's helping your mental health. Because what was your biggest like fear whenever you chose like, I'm really going to do this? Like, what was the catalyst and what are you like fighting through? Because I know it'd be like, I go through it all the time where I say, yeah, I'm going to get up in the morning, but then I still set 3 alarms after that just in
Right.
case. So what was the catalyst where you're just like, I'm done. This is my situation. It's my choice.
I think it was. And the conference was like, what do you love? And I love drinking coffee in the morning. It doesn't
want a
have to be like,
coffee?
I love swimming in the ocean every
And a little
5
caveat,
years or
little
whatever.
caveat. So growing up, my mom and my 2 younger sisters and I, we used to get up in the morning on the weekends and my dad would still be at work or something or working in the yard and we'd always get coffee and we'd sit on the couch and we would just talk just as like 4 Wayland women. And we call it coffee on the couch and we still do it. I'm almost 30 and I love that tradition.
It is, and that's
I don't mean to cut you off,
no.
but we've reached a moment where I'm going to announce for the first time that we're going to be introducing our first podcast, Halftime,
Hell yeah.
Halftime.
where we take a minute out to give the audience some time to breathe, give them a little, some sounds, some beautiful sounds to listen to kind of get them back into the swing of things. And then we will be right back as soon as that is done to continue your great story. So
Thank
see you guys in a
you.
minute. Bye.
WANA pod pause.
And we're back.
And we are back.
We hope you all enjoyed that moment of clarity.
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 Moment for mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
Okay, Mom. So tell me, this whole practice that you started, was the biggest lesson that you learned? And you've told me that it just doesn't take that much time.
I think the biggest lesson that I learned is what I was struggling with, is that in order to be better in any part of my life, that I have to take this giant better step. And I either have to, and I think I've always done that in my life. To be better, I need to not get 1 degree, I need to get 2. To be better, I need to not walk, I need to run as fast as I can until I can't walk anymore. To be better, I need to be the mom, I need to be the answer to all of my children's questions and issues at all times.
Which is so too much for one person,
Well,
let alone a mom.
So I think that's what the remarkable change that has been over the past few weeks started the week before the conference was, and it was a huge breaking point for our family, for Paige and her sister and me and my sister. It was
just give an overview. You don't have to give the name. Just like, what was it about?
It's about building your dreams and creating a life that you love.
Life worth living.
A life worth living.
Can I say something?
Duh.
My grandfather used to tell me this. It's in Italian, so I'm going to say it in Italian. He used to say, certe cose nella vita sono inutili, però il fatto del ridere è più importante di tutti gli altri. And what that means is that there's things in life that are useless,
but
the
only
fact
if
of laughing
people
is the one thing. Contentezza is the one thing that is more important than anything else. If you keep that in your head, like that's how he lived, and it was like he died happy, and I mean he left his life away, and it was, I feel like degrees and all that stuff, that's great, and those are accomplishments, those are achievements, right? Yeah. But if you can sit down after all of that at the end of the day and just laugh and smile, you'll be a whole lot better for it.
And go through that experience with people who support you and understand. Mm-hmm. And there's not going to be any judgment there. It's only an understanding of those emotions that you feel.
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
So we're approaching 27 minutes. Mom, I just want to tell you that everything that you just said before, give a synopsis about what you said.
That I just wanted to be everything to everyone?
Yeah, so look at my life a little bit. In grad school, and then grad school again. What was I doing during that time?
Studying.
And winning triathlons and marathons and
just so many things. Yes.
Yeah. I was hiding from something, right?
Where is all of that now?
I'm healthy, and this is our project. This is about you. And it's taken me, like 4 months to finally find my baseline and figure out like how important WANA and like building this awareness is, and how integral you are, Donnie, into it, and how integral you have been, Mom, in supporting me with this, and how open you've been. Because I think I kind of went above and beyond your actions with the triathlons and everything. And I've brought it back down to where it's like really cool to work out like 3-4 times a week, and I'm healthy and it's okay.
Or you're saying like you were doing things to meet her level?
No.
Oh, like accomplishments wise?
Yeah. My mom was doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. Can you add to it?
I think that what we do, all I can speak for is our family. Mm-hmm. Our family, I've just, of course, as a parent, you want so badly, Paige, you want so badly to for your children. You're a dad now. You want so badly for your baby to have everything perfect for her. But we want them to work for whatever they have in their life that
Privileges.
may be perfect and coming. So if you're a member of the family, you have jobs to do, so to be a member of our family, your job was, I think this is how I, as a mom and their dad, we thought, okay, for what they need, we need to model success to them in every area. But not only success, even if we're not succeeding in an area, like our relationship, that we still need to model as if we were doing a great job.
How would you define success?
Right now in my life is a completely different definition than it was before. So success to me now is loving myself and see, I said I wasn't going to cry.
Yeah, she did.
Loving myself and knowing that just the saying of courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's the small voice that says, I will try again tomorrow. And so to me, success is
That is tattooed on my body for my mother.
and trying again. And success isn't crossing the finish line. Success is wisdom from failure and trying until you just can't try anymore. Yeah. Just never stop.
I think success has a misconception behind it in our society that we live in. I think that success can be attributed to almost anything, from the smallest thing to the biggest thing. I think that when I'm in a situation where I have an argument or something happens with another individual, if I can step back and see what I've done wrong or what they've done wrong, but I can be the first one to apologize, I think that's success. I think there's so many different facets of success that it's one word that I feel like has no real definition, because it changes from person to person.
I think you can qualify success. So there's financial success, and there's
We don't have time to get into that because it's not part of mental health.
but that's what I'm saying.
I know,
there's
but
mental health success. There's success in daily.
It's time to get back.
Okay.
I love your enthusiasm. Bring it, Mama. Structure's the bomb. Call your mom, everybody. Check out that episode. Mom, I'm so happy that you're able to be back on the podcast.
Thank
That
you.
you're so
Thanks for having me.
And guys, this really is a re-recording from last night. And I just think I want to tell you and Donnie and Matthew, thanks for sticking it out, because sometimes things happen and we come back together and we work through it. And that's what I want this WANA pod to be about. And shout out to all of the firefighters in California from Austin.
Oh, yeah.
What they are doing is so selfless. And, we were talking about things earlier, and I think that can be analogized. That can be an analogy for exactly what they are doing for their fellow others. So for Mastering Self-Soothe this week, I would like to have Matthew Hutchins waiting in the wings. Come here, sweet man.
Waiting on the bench.
Waiting on the bench.
I'll hop out.
It's your time for Mastering Self-Soothe. No, you're...
Stay where you're at.
Stay where you're at.
We can share
Stay where you're at,
He
Cheri.
just puts his
Don't
mouth
shake
there.
the
My
muscle.
voice is loud enough to carry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Matthew, welcome back. Thank you so much for
Hi, Matthew.
letting my mom be the guest host today. So Mastering
course.
Self-Soothe, what you doing, boo-boo?
So mine is actually to not work as much as I am. That's my mastery and my self-soothe all in one, is to, when I say I'm going to leave work, to actually leave work. Not stay for 2 more hours.
Good stuff.
I agree with that one.
I can use that as a clap sync. Thank you.
And self-soothe.
Not work so goddamn much.
All right. I like it. All right.
Same thing,
Say
but one's a
that
little
in
bit more fierce
say
than
that
the
in
other.
a positive way.
Fierce.
I love my job. I just work a lot.
Right. Mama, get it on a.
Self-soothe. Spend.
Hug me.
Oh boy. Yeah, I thought you were supposed to choose what you want. What is this?
I know,
It's
jeez.
I can be myself soothed too.
Oh my goodness.
I just love her that she's
Self-soothe. I'm going to hug Paige. If we lived together, I would hug you more, but I send hugs.
Well, we don't, so.
So self-soothing. I've started self-soothing with the getting up, embracing my
Showering.
alarm, as opposed to just dreading it. I sleep better
We
all
love
night
the
long,
morning.
knowing that I am going to face the day with something I love.
Cool.
Exactly.
I have to go
So,
get my dog.
no, just wait. It's my turn. Mastery. This is a fucking mastery. Redoing this. And I feel like we're integral in this situation where it was both a mastery for us.
Yeah.
Because it's the second time we've had to re-record. Once was just like audio bullshit. That happens when you're learning. And we were able to work through that and talk about it and come to a consensus that we are friends and we want the same thing. And you're going to be just fine. We're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
So mastery is kind of creating a new friendship bond with you because I'm really starting to care. And I know that sounds kind of cold, like I didn't care before,
No, I
but
get
like
it.
I
I get
really
it.
am starting to care.
Yeah, I get it.
And then self-soothe, go home, feed the dogs, watch Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Great show.
Really? I haven't watched.
Oh, it's amazing.
So good.
It's amazing.
We'll talk about it off camera.
So good.
Your turn, Donnie.
On a side note, quick, if you're ever thinking about starting a podcast or doing a podcast, little bit of advice: there doesn't exist a podcast where everything's going to go right ever. It's just impossible. It's part of the nature of the beast of it all, because audio is just something that is so delicate in so many ways. But yeah, we're. I mean, I want to say thanks for having
Can you
me.
look at the camera?
Oh yeah, I want to say. Well, I'm talking to you guys, so
I know,
want to
but
say.
I want you to be on there because this is you. Like,
I want to say thank you to all of you for choosing me to be part of this. I feel very blessed to be part of this, and I also want to talk about what I'm doing. So, I mean,
full
my-
transparency.
my self-soothe is to, like I said on the previous recording, to just sit down on the patio with my wife and open up a book and just like feel the pages and kind of get enveloped into a fictional world and just drink like a nice glass of like white wine with her and
Use all your olfactory senses.
yeah,
just
all the
to,
senses, hear the birds,
Just like in the mindfulness
breathe
exercise.
in the air, and just be thankful for having another breath the next day. So
Yeah.
that's my self-soothe. That's what I have. That's what I have for you guys.
Thank you so much for sharing. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to another wonderful episode of Urinal Alamo. And Mom, thanks for being on again.
Thank you.
Unless
for
you
having
haven't
me.
heard your previous episode, Structure's Bomb, Call Your Mom.
Very good
Check it
episode.
out
Go
on
check it out.
iTunes, SoundCloud, what
YouTube.
have you, YouTube. And Donnie, as always, thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate you being here. You've been through a lot this week. And Matthew, babe, as always, you're awesome. So let's say it together. Remember, you are not alone because
We are no
No Alamo.
we are not Alamo. Ciao, poopsies. Bye.